everyone, welcome back to my page, Life with Dina. Sorry, I didn't mean to shake the table. I just want to do a quick video and show you some supplies that if you are interested in junk journaling or any type of bookbinding, some supplies that you may need. I have had all the things that I needed for quite some time. However, I still have some from the move. I still have some things I haven't quite come across yet, or things that are still in the garage in boxes. So I went ahead and purchased some new supplies. That way I can get started back on my path of journal making. So let's just go over a few things. So I just went on Amazon and I bought this bookbinding kit. Now, a true bookbinding kit would have also like a block, pretty, book size block that clamps together. So you could do like glue binding. This isn't your typical glue binding. This is sewing pages in. So in this kit, you get your awl to punch the holes in your paper to sew paper and the book that you're going to use to sew the pages in. Also in this kit, I got 4 small rolls of waxed thread. Anyway, those are there. Here are some little scissors. Just these are pretty sharp, just for handy scissors to have around you for your thread and things like that. Now, with this wax thread is my favorite thing to bind books with. However, you don't have to use wax thread. You can use twine, or you can use embroidery thread, and I'll show you that in a few minutes. So also with this came these little leather finger protectors for when you're threading that needle in and out. I've never had to use these before. They just came in the kit. You've got 2 clamps to hold your pages still. You've got this ring to help with, use kind of like a thimble. It came with several sizes of needles. For bookbinding, I would normally use the bigger one, like this one here, the bigger needle. And those all came in this little container here. It also came with a metal ruler. I don't need this little sleeve. Metal ruler for measuring. I might use that to tear some paper, but I have a paper cutter that I cut my paper to size, but I will use this to tear the paper. It came with 2 packs of leather hand sewing needles. The curved ones are really good for like Copic binding, because you have to be able to get in and out. Copic binding is something I have never done, but I have been interested in lately. It seems like it will take a little while to learn how to do it, but I'm willing to give it a try. Then it came with 4 bone folders here, and these are, as you're folding your paper, let me see if I have a piece handy. So here's an envelope. As you're folding your paper, the bone folder just makes it crease a little better here. Just go back and forth like that, and it gives you a better fold line. So it came with 4 of those. And I think that kit was, I want to say, like $8.99. It didn't cost very much at all. I hope it's, let me pull it all back into the frame here. But I think that was like $8.99 for this. So it's really not that expensive. And then, like I said, other than the wax thread, you can also use embroidery thread. And I just bought a big pack. A big pack of, I think this was, I want to say like shades or something like that. So you've got your, you've got these colors here, and then the darkers here, and then you've got all these shades of beautiful green, yellows, purples, pinks. So that was a really good deal on that. I think I got this for maybe another $6 for all of this thread. And, you know, you go to the store and buy them separately. It's, I don't know, they're like probably 80 cents a piece or something like that. They used to be like 30 cents a piece. And then it came with a pack of small needles as well, which I probably won't use these small ones. Not for bookbinding, but I will use them maybe for something else. If not, I'll always know somebody that sews. So, and then I went ahead and bought extra large needles and a needle holder. And I think I got this for like $3.99. It's just a cute little case. I didn't buy it for the case. I bought it for the needles because I didn't realize these came in that kit. And there's a lot more of those bigger size needles in this kit that I was looking for. So that's some supplies that you need to make a junk journal. And that's really all I wanted to show you. There's several ways to make a junk journal. You could make one out of cardstock. You could make one out of, let me see if I can see one handy anywhere that I've made before. No, I don't see one handy right now. But anyway, you can just take a regular book and, hold on 1 second. Let me see. I don't know where mine went, the one I had out recently. But I'll show you, I'll just show you one that isn't finished. So you could just get, like, this is an old encyclopedia. Now you could just go in, see how it's, I don't know what this is. Looks like some purple, I think it's just dust and, you know, maybe from moisture getting in there. But the book is in great shape. So you could take the pictures and you could use the pictures for different ephemera pieces. You could make this an altered book by tearing out, you know, how many ever pages. But you could also, the way I normally make a junk journal is let me stand this book up on end here. So what I do is I take this book apart right here. I just cut this whole block out. And then I fold my own scrap papers together. And then I take the needle and I sew the needle through the spine with either the embroidery thread or the wax thread. You can tea dye your paper. You can use party streamers to dye your paper. You can use avocado shells, boil them in hot water, and they give your paper a beautiful color. There's all kinds of ways to make junk journals and to get your paper. And you don't have to go out. I know a lot of people today, they go out and they buy new items to make junk journals, but you do not have to do that. You can actually make a junk journal out of cereal boxes, macaroni and cheese boxes, anything like that. You can make a junk journal out of. So you don't have to spend a lot of money on junk journal making. They could be, you could make a junk journal for absolutely no cost at all. I'm trying to just pull out these larger needles to put in here. Junk mail that you get. You can make junk journals for pretty much nothing. And a lot of people don't know that because they have evolved in the crafting community, and they are, you know, people can make them more extravagant, but they spend a lot of money on them too. And I'm telling you, you can make them for absolutely no cost, and save yourself a ton of money. And they're just as beautiful. They're just as beautiful. It might take you a little longer to get all the supplies, but I'm telling you, they turn out just as beautiful as the ones that, you know, people spend a lot more money on. These I'm going to keep separate because these are my bookbinding needles. So I'm going to keep those out separate and put these in the sewing box. And this will go in the bookbinding box. But anyway, that's all I really wanted to hop on to tell you. Let me know what you think. And again, if you're doing different stitches will require different needles. Like these long straight needles are good for, you know, like a 3-hole or a 5-hole pamphlet stitch on a book bookbinding, the spine of the book. And these, there's a stitch called the Coptic. I think I'm saying that right, the Coptic stitch. And that requires you to go in and out of the book a little bit more. So these needles like this, leather needles, would work much better. So you do two different kinds of needles, you know, the big embroidery type needle and then the leather sewing needle. Work great for bookbinding. And you can pick these up for, you know, next to nothing. And honestly, if you want to try it without spending a ton of money and you don't have the proper needle, just let me know. And if you're local to me, I will bring you one. Because I would love for everyone to try bookbinding, journal making at least once. It's very therapeutic for me. That's what got me started in it years ago. So it's just it's a great way to express your creativity. And I am one, and people think they probably don't think I'm really strange, but when I'm out and about, I collect little tidbits of things that I think are super cool, like pretty napkins or anything for ephemera. Like we went to play purse bingo a couple weeks ago for a charity for, it wasn't charity, but it was a fundraising event for a softball team, fast pitch baseball, I guess. So we went there and we all had the little paper bingo cards, and I kept quite a few of those because those are great ephemera. You can find things like this, for example, this paper pack. Of course, you could go buy this brand new, but you can also hit up yard sales this summer, and there's going to be a bunch there, or at a thrift shop, and there's going to be a bunch of stuff there. And it doesn't even have to be scrapbook paper. It could simply be regular paper, like ledger paper, checkbook paper. It could be, I know there's like a farmer's book out there that they check, you know, they track the rain and the weather and stuff like that. You could use that, and you could just dye them and make them look vintage, make them look old. You could use postcards. You could use anything at all. Envelopes like this. Here's one that I made out of now this was cardstock, a paper pack, but I had it for a really long time. I made this a couple weeks ago, and I wish I wouldn't have used cardstock because it's a little bulky. I wish I would have just used regular paper, but it was the first time making one like this, and I just wanted to use what I had. So this book is full of lots of pockets. So you've got this pocket here, and then you can just design these however you want. And then I believe, yep, there's a pocket at the top of this one, so you can stick something right in there. And then you turn this, and then you have another pocket here, and then you keep going. You have another little flap out there, a little fold out, and it folds out all the way. And I thought there was another pocket here, maybe? Nope. So, and then you just keep going, and then you have a little flip out here, a little flip down. I know there's more pockets. Here's another pocket. There's a side pocket there you could stick things in, and then another flip out here. Lots of journaling space right there. Now, I had never made one of these before, but it turned out really well. I haven't gone back in to embellish it or anything like that, but this paper right here, I wasn't going to use for anything. That's why I decided to just try this flip book while I was following along with, I believe her name is Natasha with Treasure Books. You can see her on YouTube. She's got all kinds of really cool ideas. But I followed along with one of her videos one night and made this. But you can use anything. Here's some, here's a piece that I had started to make a while back. I just sewed around the edge. I took an old book page to make a pocket here, so you could stick things like that in there. Here are some book pages that I watercolor dyed across the edges. I've got it upside down. And see this one, the back side of that, that's just, it's beautiful. And you just fold them and you use them for little mini journal pages. And it's great. Or you could make ephemera out of them. So no part of a book gets wasted. You can use the pages. You can use junk mail envelopes. I've been collecting some of these brown UPS envelopes. Here's a signature that I had started to make. Now this has no, this is just the signature part of the book. This is the pages. And I have not created a cover for it yet. But see how I just took a brad through this? This is a little brad right here, and then I put that flower on there. Graph paper. Here's that green ledger paper. Plain white paper. Here's some more scrapbook paper. Here's that paper I was telling you about. I believe it was a farmer's page. Something to do with that. How they tracked. I found it at a thrift store. Sheet music. Just little, here's a little picture of, it looks like a flapper girl in there. Now this isn't finished by any means, but you get the idea. And then what you would do with this is you would, once you have the book like this and you take all those pages out, you would sew your own pages right in there. Now this one's too small for this book. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these encyclopedias that I have, because they are a little bigger than what I'm used to using. Not much, but they are a little bit bigger. So I'll have to figure out what I'm going to do for paper if I decide to use them like that. But other things you could do with these is you could make little portfolios out of these. You could gut it. You could put some pockets over here, little tuck spots, and you could put a notebook in it. You know those little, like the small legal pads? You could put your pocket, stick the small legal pads on each side, make a place for business cards, and it would all be your own style. That's the fun part of junk journaling. That's the fun part of paper crafting. It's, you have all the stuff right at your fingertips. And like I said, it can be as cheap or as expensive as you want it to be. It's completely up to you. It's just really good time, and you get your creative juices flowing. And I'm telling you, once you make one, you're going to be hooked on making them. They're so fun. Anyway, that's all I had. I know I've said that already, but that's all I have right now. And I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.